Good morning. Shefa Rucha v'Hatzlacha. The shiur is going to be the neshama of those who were murdered and killed, and to the coming back of all the captures, Be'ezrat Hashem shlemim, and to refuah shlema of the ptsuim, the wounded, and to the success of our soldiers, Be'ezrat Hashem, that will come back soon home with a victory, Be'ezrat Hashem. The importance of time. We see in our parsha, and not only in our parsha, Avraham Avinu does everything quickly. And also we see Rivka, she's running here, running there. And the question is running good? Is this being quick, is this a good thing? Or maybe it's not so good, because we say the chipazon is ma'asatan. That's an Arab say that they say that rushing is from the devil. Rushing things, the chipazon. And what does it mean? For example, you have a flight tomorrow morning. You put the alarm clock and it doesn't turn on the right time. You wake up, suddenly you see there's a very short time to get to the airport, to the plane. And you rush to take the taxi and you get there in the last minute. And what happened? You forgot the passport. Because you were so in a hurry that you forgot things. So in other words, sometimes to be quick is not so good. But from the other side, we see in our parsha that they're teaching us to be quick. And by the way, quick is good, but in one condition: thinking before you're doing. And you know, I'm bringing, importing like how do you say, chairs, and we have those how do you say, the chairs for function halls and this. They come in balls, like one on another, like 20 on a row, and they come like around 2,500 chairs in a container. It's a very heavy container. It's very hard to take down the chairs. Anyway, one of the first containers, I brought a group of people that I normally take to unload the container, and they came, they looked, and they started working, and then they lost it. They took the chairs and took them hours to do it, and when they left, they did a lot of damage, and everything was a whole big balagan. So the next container, I phoned this company and told them, don't dare send me those guys. I want guys that know how to handle things, that they do it quickly, but how to say, with thinking. And the next day the container came, and there come a group of people, the workers, and you know, the one who was in charge looked at the container and thought, he said, and then he started giving orders. 1.5 hours, the whole container was in the warehouse, organized, colors, every kind of chairs in the place, no damages, no nothing. This is what we call sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. The end of what you do is with thinking first. You think first what you're going to do. You have a mission and you know how to do it, then you do it quickly. From the other side, if you do things without thinking, then you lose it. And also, you lose the temper. For example, you know, to go in an exhibition is a job. Like to go in an exhibition and see things, like in the furniture field, which I am in the furniture field, we go on exhibition. The first exhibitions, I couldn't make it because I was stopping everywhere, and it was going slowly, and I didn't achieve half of what I had to do. The next time I understood that this is a profession. You have to have a plan, how do you do it, and you have to do it quickly. And when you do it quickly, you don't get tired as you get tired when you do it slowly. It's funny, but that's the way it works. And then you don't stop in every moment, in every place. You look, walk and look. If there is something interesting, you stop. If it's not enough interesting, you go on, because it's a big place. It's miles of walking. Anyway, when you did it this way, we were successful. Yes, when we came to the room in the hotel after the day, we collapsed. But we achieved the mission. We did it. We did what we had to do. And this is one of the things that if you want to be successful, you have to do things quickly. What does it mean quickly? Look at Eved Avram, the slave of Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, he is behaving very strangely. Why is he behaving strangely? We see that Avraham Avinu sends him to find a husband to his a wife to his son, and then he is swearing him to do the job right, and he's also blessing him that he will be successful. And now we have to understand something very interesting. When we look at the Parsha, I think we talked about it in the past, you don't see the name of Eliezer Eved Avraham. It's not written Eliezer, the slave of Avraham. It's only written slave, and then something very interesting happened. The slave becomes a man, Ish. And then, when it's all finished, he's a slave. What is the Torah trying to tell us? So let's go and see what exactly is happening. First of all, an interesting lesson. Eliezer, he controls everything in the household of Avraham Avinu. He's got the safe keys. Avraham Avinu trusts him 100%. But when it comes to the point of finding a wife, he doesn't trust him. He wants him to swear that he's going to do the mission, to show us what is important and what is less important. In life, it's sometimes when it's something to do with materialistic things, we don't trust nobody. But if it's been spiritual things, we trust everybody. What do I mean? There is a story about one of the great rabbis, and once he went to this hotel, small hotel, Jewish hotel, and this guy came, he says, a rabbi with a beard and thing, he came to him, can you maybe do shchita for, I need chickens, I've got no chickens, I haven't left. He says, I'm not a shochet. What do you want from me? And then, half an hour later, he comes to this guy, and he said, can you loan me $1,000? He says, I don't know you. How can I lend you $1,000? I said, I want to understand. Half an hour ago, you were prepared to give me a job of shchita, to do things that you don't even know me, and you don't know who I am, and you were prepared. Maybe I would told you that I am a rabbi, I'm a shochet, and I can do it. You would let me do it without knowing the real truth. So it shows that in life, when, like for example, we are looking for Tudat Kashrut, Kashrut. So some people, they see something from up there, okay, it's kosher. They don't check what's the date, what's this all about. It's a famous story that in the old times there was this guy, a butcher, and he was selling treif. Well, the whole place was treif. And he came to the rabbi, I want a certificate from you. He said, what? Your place is treif. You sell chaser, you sell ham, you sell all the non-kosher things. No shchita, no nothing. He says, no, you don't understand, dear rabbi. I want a certificate that I am not kosher. That people will be careful when they see the shop, they won't go in. They know it's not kosher. What do you think happened? People didn't even check what's written. They saw the signature of the rabbi of a certificate, that it's a tuda, that is there on the wall behind. They were sure that it is a kashrut thing. They didn't even check what's written there. And this is the way in life. When it's something spiritual, okay, we compromise. When it's something to do with materialistic stuff, with money, we are very particular about it. If somebody comes on the street and offers us a diamond, and he tells this diamond is worth $20,000, for example, I'll give it you for $1,000. Would you buy it? Without checking? Nobody would buy. What? How can it be? But they sell you, it's kosher. Do you check or don't you? And I'm just talking to understand the way we look at things. Avraham Avinu was the opposite. That's the right way. When it was something to do with materialistic things, with money, with property, he didn't care. He was trusting Eliezer 100%. But to get to a point to find a wife to build a Jewish home, no, he trusts nobody. He trusts Eliezer, but he wants him to swear. That doesn't go. And look at Eliezer. This guy is an unbelievable guy. He's got a problem. Why? Because he's got a daughter, and he is more than he wants his daughter, and he thinks that his daughter is suitable for Yitzchak. You understand? Eliezer is not just a slave. This is a guy. This is a Talmid Chacham. He's learning from Avraham all the Torah, and he's teaching others. Unbelievable. This is a Talmid Chacham. This is a tzaddik, Eliezer. And Must be that his daughter also is not is a good shidduch for Yitzchak. But Aaron says, no, you have to go there to the house of my family and find there a woman for me, a wife for Yitzchak. So what is he doing? Look, he's got a blessing from Avraham Avinu. He says, God is going to send you an angel lefanecha velakachta isha livnei l'sham. Now, Avraham Avinu, the great tzaddik, is blessing you, and he's telling you that God is with you, so you don't need any other blessing. Look what is doing. Look what is Eliezer doing. He gets to the place, Vayomar, Hashem Elokei Adoni Avraham, Akrena lefanei hayom v'aseh chesed imodi. He is asking God to help him with the mission. But you already got the blessing. And then, and you see, I'm standing here, and all the girls are coming to give water, to take water from the well, and the girl that is going to, I'm going to ask her to drink, and she's going to give me drink, and she's going to offer to give water to all the 10 camels I've got. This is the girl that is suitable for Yitzchak. So everybody's asking, what's going on? Guessing? This is not allowed. You're not allowed to guess. You're not allowed to use, like, if this is going to happen, I'm going to do this. You're not allowed to do those things. So how can it be that Eliezer is doing it? And then, he sees Rivka, and he runs to her. Why is he running to her? Because Rashi says he saw the water coming to her. So he said, this is the girl. I'm running to her. Then she's telling him, I'm thirsty, he says. Okay, drink. And while she's really giving drink like a baby, she's pouring it to his throat. And then she's telling him, I'm going also to bring water to your camels till they finish. And what's happening now? You have to understand, Eliezer is there with 10 camels and also other slaves. He didn't come alone. And they're all standing there. And he's thinking, he's running backwards and forwards and says, is she the girl? I don't understand. 1 minute. It's exactly what you said is happening. She is bringing water to all the camels after she gave you water. And why don't you help her? A little girl running backwards and forwards, and you have those slaves with you that have a lot of power. Why don't you help her? Only after all the camels finish drinking. And you have to understand, a camel drinks a lot. Then he gives her, without asking her, by the way, he gives her the jewelry that he brought. And then he's asking her, but miyad, look what's going on here. What is it? So first we have to understand and answer the question. I don't want to forget it. There was no guessing here. There was no nichush here. There was no, let's say, if I'm going, that's a sign that is going. No. He tested. He wanted to find a woman that is suitable for the chesed of Avraham Avinu. And then when and this was a test. He says, if this girl is going to do this test, this is the right girl that I can bring home. And then he sees this little girl running. What he says, 1 minute. Maybe she is from those who speak a lot and do very, 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 very little. We all know there are those who says, yeah, we're going to do this and that, and eventually they do nothing, or they do very, very small things. So I said, maybe this girl is also like this. So this why is not helping her. He wants to see if she is from those girls that speak and do, or chas v'shalom, this from those girls that speak and don't do. So I don't need her. And only when she finishes to water all the camels, then he's giving it the present, because now he does the entire, he's only asking because he already knows what the answer is going to be, because this chesed can only come from the family of Avraham, and this chesed is suitable for the house of Avraham Avinu, a wife for Yitzchak. And she's telling him, yes, I'm the bat Tuel, bat Milka, Shalal Macho, but I'm gam Teven. I said, can I stay in your house? Of course, you can stay, no problem. And then he's thanking God. Thank God, thank you, God, that you brought me to the right place and you found me this girl. But and again, she is running. The girl is running to teach us that running is important. And in a minute will understand the running of Eliezer and the way he's acting. You see, he's coming there, and he has got a brother, Lavan, and Lavan also is running. He's running but he's running from different reason. He's running, he sees all the wealth and everything that is there. I don't want to make it, I make the story short because there's a lot to talk about it, and time flies. Anyway. He said, come in, Baruch Hashem, blessed by God, come, why don't stand outside, I clear the house, and he comes. And he gives food to the camels, and water to wash his legs, and the legs of the people that came with him. And then they put food in front of him. Now we understand this guy come from a long way, he didn't eat, and they put, what do? You eat? No. I'm not eating before I'm telling you why I'm here. And he's telling them, I am the slave of Avraham Avinu, and God blessed my master with everything, and he's very big, wealthy, and he gave him cattle and money and gold and slaves and malim and camels and donkeys and everything. And Sarah, the wife of Abraham, gave birth to a son, and he gave him everything. And he swore me that I have to come here and take a wife for his son. And I told him, maybe she won't come with me. She says, don't worry, God, that I was walking with God, my God is going to send his angels, and your way is going to be successful, and you will take a wife for my son, from my family, the house of my father, and then you will come back to the family. And when you come to the family, if they don't give you the girl, okay, it's no problem, you can leave and fight it. And he tells the story again. I'm not going to go into it. He tells again the whole story, and he's changing it. Why? Because if he would tell them that he gave her the jewelry and all the present before he asked her who they are, this doesn't look good. So he changed it and says, first of all, he asked her, and then he gave her. Anyway, let's go on. And then he says, he tells also the story that she bring water to him and to the camels. And he asks who she is. And now, if you want to do chesed with me and with my master, tell me. And if not, tell me, and I'm going away. I go right or I go left. And Lavan says, that's from God. No problem. By the way, it says Lavan and Betuel. Lavan is before Betuel. I'm not going to go into also. Here, Rivka, you can go. When he said it, he swore he bowed to God, and he took out silver and gold and gave to Rivka, and then, only then, they eat. Now, if Avinu is blessing you, and you ask, and you did all those things, why are you in such a hurry? Why are you doing it so quickly? This is a little girl, let her stay. He says, no. He said, Tishev, they say, the girl will stay with us, and then, she'll digest what the idea and everything. Now it's a little girl, they got married, she will think she has to digest the situation. No. Now, God made my way, I'm successful with God's help, I'm going, let me go, I'm going now. Well, let's ask the girl. They're asking the girl, and they said, would you go with this guy? She says, yes. And etc., etc. The question is, why is it this rush and hurry? Why everything quickly? He runs to her, and then he doesn't stop. He comes to the house. No, they put food. No, I'm not eating. Well, I'll tell you why I'm here. After they agree, then he eats. And then he says, tomorrow, I'm going. That's why. Because Eliezer's got a problem, as we said in the beginning. Eliezer is afraid that if he will stop, and he's not going to do it quickly, Yetzer Hara will come, the bad inclination will come, and will try and convince him that this girl is not suitable. He will find a reason why. Because Eliezer deep inside wants his daughter to be the bride. So, if he is not going to do it quickly, without thinking too much, and be concentrated at the goal, at the task, what he's going to do to find the best wife for Yitzchak, and it's not his daughter, so he has to do it as quickly as possible, and that's why he's asking the help of God again after he got the blessing for Avraham Avinu, because he knows the Yetzer Hara is very hard, and if he's not going to give Siyata Dishmaya, get the help of God in doing the job, he will not be successful. And this is a big lesson for us. When we start something, especially when it's doing with the mitzvah, don't stop. Do it as quickly as possible to finish it. Because otherwise, if you start stopping and thinking, other thoughts are going to go in, and you're not going to finish your mission. A big lesson. And you know how we know that this lesson is unbelievable? The name of Eliezer is not written. From the other side it's written Evet, Evet, but it's not written slave all the time. When, look at it, when is getting, 1 minute, let's find it. Vayarotz Eved, the slave runs. This is the before he, like when he sees Rivka coming. And look, after it's all finishing and Rivka is giving the water, etc. Ve'a'ish mishta'ela is not a slave, is called Aish, the man. And then go on. After they finish, Vayikach Aish, again the Ish, not the slave, Aish, the man. And then we're going on. Vayikod Aish, again Aish, again the man. And Vayarotz Lavan, and Lavan runs to Aish, again, not the slave, the man. Kod diber elai Aish, again the Ish. And look at it, it's going on and on. Vayavo Aish abayta. And then he tells them, I am the slave of Avram. And God blessed Avram with everything, and he gave it all to Yitzchak. And then he's going on. One minute. He's telling the whole story. And Vayi kasher shama Eved Avraham is again a slave. What is the Torah trying to tell us? Why we haven't got the name of Eliezer and we all know it is Eliezer? Why is he in the beginning a slave and the end a slave, in the middle a Ish, a man? Because when the title Ish is connected to, for example, Ish Yehudi Haya b'Shushan HaBira. There was a guy, a Jewish man in Shushan HaBira. Ish Yehudi. Yehudi, they said that he, was the only Jew in Shushan HaBira? No, there were thousands, if not more, of Jews in Shushan. So why is he called Ish Yehudi? Because he came to completion. He came to the being a Jew in the full meaning of it. That's why it's called Ish Yehudi. When it's Ish, the title Ish is with what he does, it means that he got to perfection in this thing. For example, another example, Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, Ish HaElokim, the man of God, because he got to perfection with the connection with God. And this is what the Torah is telling us here. Ish, this slave, is telling us what it means to be a slave in the spiritual meaning. A slave of God. What does it mean? That when you have to do something, you do it to the end, and you don't let nothing to disturb you to get to the mission. That's a Ish. That's a Ish. That's a mensch. That's a man who fulfilled this task in life, being a slave of Avraham. And a slave, talking a slave, it doesn't sound good. But the real truth is, it depends whose slave you are. It's like Rabbi Yehuda Levi says, Avdei Azman, the slaves of time, they are slaves of slaves. But Avdei Hashem, the slaves of God, they are the free one. Because when what controls you in life is the neshama, you are the free man. Because you do what it is good for you. That's freedom. But if you do what the body wants, that's a slave to your lust, to your desires. And we all know where it leads you. So in other words, everybody is a slave, but you have the opportunity to choose what kind of slave you are. If you're the slave of the desires, of the lust, of running after more money, like Lavan, or you are a slave of God that runs and elevates himself up there. They say sichatam shel avot, the conversation of the slaves of the avot, of our ancestors, of our fathers, are more important for the deeds, for the Torah of the avot, of the Torah of the bnei avot, of the children of the fathers. Unbelievable. That's why the story is being told twice. This is why the slave becomes a man, a ish, and that's why his name is not mentioned, because the idea is to learn how to do the job in this world, how it is to be the slave of God. Unbelievable. And as we said, you have to be quick, but not hasty. You have to be quick with thinking, what is your mission? And start it and finish it. Don't stop in the middle, because if you stop in the middle, things will happen. Bezrat Hashem, we go in the way of God. We be the slave of God, which is the real, true freedom. And in this situation now, we all know what we talked about it last week. Gemilut Chasadim and Torah. That's what we need now. The Torah and Chesed. That's what we need. That's what we need. We see the Chesed of Rivka running and giving water to 10 camels. Unbelievable. That's a Chesed. To understand the power. And with the power of Chesed and Torah, Kodesh Baruch Hu will save us from the tzoros that we are here and bring us the Yeshua Akbar B'Rabbi Aminu. Amen.